Here we have Stella. A student only started in July. She's just done over 20 hours and worked her way through the syllabus right up to exercise 14C. So we're just prepping for that first solo moment. We joined in here. We've already done quite a few circuits, a couple of emergencies, a few takeoffs and landings. And what I've done is I've encouraged her to find a spot that she's happy with on the airfield, having briefed her on the change of attitude of the helicopter due to the weight shift and the balance of the aircraft. I don't weigh an awful lot, but if I get out, it's only a little helicopter, so it suddenly sits far more nose up. It doesn't hang right skid low, but we're very used to hovering left skid low. Anyway, so the wind is nice and light, so she's found a bit of ground where it's got a very slight nose up attitude and pretty much level, and she's happy with it. That's one of the main things here. So again, I'm just reminding her, we're just having a good chat about how it's going to feel when I drop out and she gets off the ground for the first time, and when landing, of course, don't forget. But it would be sort of true to say that if you like, the trickiest bit is that first lift, because you've got to discover that by yourself. Once you're in the hover, then you stabilise, especially after you've done a circuit, and then it starts to feel a little bit more normal, so therefore landing is not quite so tricky because you've already got that stability in the hover. Anyway, I'm just sort of going back over those points again. I'll also just be reminding her about the sort of little process that we have. I've just spoken to the tower. They already know this is likely to happen, so we sort of book it out in that way. You can see me there just squeezing the push to talk. The chap just saying we're in the pop out. Student first solo. Just in case you're wondering why we let the tower know, it is technically it's a change of captain. At this point in your training, you don't have a license, so it'd be sort of true to say you're flying without a license. But of course, we're not actually in the helicopter, so you become the pilot in command. And therefore, even though the helicopter hasn't shut down, the change of pilot command, that's a new flight, and so we must let the tower know. And of course, it's not just purely for the tower. Anybody else listening on the radio, we've all been there before, knows just to not get out of the way, but just give them a bit of space. So the tower will have acknowledged that call sign. So Stella hasn't done that call yet, she'll do it prior to lifting. There we go. I think I'm getting out. Oh, yep, so I'll just be nice and careful. Still in my shorts at this point, it's quite warm. And bright. We have to be particularly careful in climbing that we don't catch the controls of the collective levers just down our left hand side. There's the pins and tips. Probably said something like makes you enjoy it and smile when you're downwind. Just checking the camera's running, yes it is. Don't worry, I am just about to put my high vis on. I've just got to get out of the way first. Make sure I'm nice and clear. The wide angle lens on the cameras makes it look like I've gone about 100 metres away already in that short space of time, just with a few steps. I'm not that far away, but far enough so I'm not in the way. personally I prefer standing in front because it helps encourage the student to actually look outside just in case they start trying to look at instruments when they're lifting. It's not a great idea, so it's best they focus ahead. Also it gives me the chance, if necessary, just to give some hand signals. Maybe I've seen something that's happening behind Stella. I'd rather she didn't try and lift at that moment. But she's done a radio call. You can see her now just start trying to feel that helicopter off the ground. Just getting light on the skids first. Just testing it in the cycle just to see how it feels. It's fine, so she's just put it gently back down. She just wasn't happy, it's creeping forwards, which is actually fine. That's right. See her just testing it again. Yeah, excellent. It usually takes just a moment to settle down. Just doing a radio call. Tell her she's ready to go around the circuit. We always explain, of course, it is lighter, so it is more nimble, uses less power, quick to accelerate. If you always just put up to a certain power, then of course it will climb way a lot quicker. So rather than just always use an amount of power, it's obviously keep it in limits, but control the rate of climb to what you desire. So I can see that Stella's not even using maximum continuous power at the moment, but it's climbing very happily. It's good. She's off around the circuit. So we join her downwind, she's just turned. Time for some checks, a free data check. Radio call, I think she's just doing it now, I guess, by the looks of it. It's good. Right height, right speed, right position. Of course, there's nothing different about this first circuit as far as the pattern, the heights, the speeds. It's just purely how the helicopter feels without somebody sitting next to you. We join her now on final approach. good. Camera position, what sort of height? She's on a course and she's on final for the north side grass. Be able to see it so easily. You can see it, there's the fence there just where they're doing the building works. So we need to make sure we're clear of that. Down to the hover taxi. Again, not bad technique because that gives a bit of stability. Hover taxi back to that spot where she took off from. See me. Same place. You can see how popular that corner is on that square from all the lighter marks on the grass. I'm just sticking my arms up just sort of as if a reminder. Just pause for a moment. Just make sure you're happy, stable. Slowly find your way back down again. Try not to anticipate the ground. Amazing. And by the manifold air pressure, I think she'll leave it fully down now. Yay, excellent. Good job. Textbook first solo. Just going to be weaving around. I'm not drunk, I'm just trying to find a good angle, take a couple of quick photos. Right moment. Just asked for just give a thumbs up as if to say, can I come on the road to you? So sorry. Hey. Congratulating. Yeah, really good job. Bear in mind, Stella's not been flying that long and only just over 20 hours. Achieved an awful lot in this space of time already. You can probably see there she's very happy. safely back on board. Reminded Stella, don't forget it's going to feel different again now. Yep, still have to just sort of feel where off the ground, 2-stage lift. And back to the flying school for tea and medals.